The kick. The gavel slams once. The courtroom falls silent. Judge Naomi Carter adjusts her robe, eyes steady as steel. She's the only black female judge in this district, and today her bench feels heavier than ever. On the witness stand sits Detective Brian O'Connor, a veteran white officer with 20 years on the force and a reputation that reeks of arrogance. He leans back in the chair, smirking, as if this hearing is a waste of his time. Detective O'Connor, Judge Carter says, her voice calm but firm, you are under oath. Answer the question clearly. Did you falsify the arrest report? The detective scoffs. I told you already, ma'am. It's your honor, she interrupts. Her tone is sharp enough to cut the air. The courtroom murmurs. Reporters lean forward. O'Connor's jaw tightens. Then, in a move that shocks everyone, he stands and kicks the judge's bench. The wooden frame rattles under his boot. Gasps fill the room. One woman screams. The bailiff freezes in disbelief. You don't tell me what to do. O'Connor shouts. You think that robe makes you better than me? Naomi doesn't flinch, but the entire courtroom knows. This detective just crossed a line he can never uncross. If you believe no one is above the law, hit like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more stories where justice wins. The tension is unbearable. Cameras click like gunfire. Reporters already know tomorrow's headline, Detective Kicks Black Judge in Open Court. But what the detective doesn't know is that the truth about his past is about to explode, and when it does, his career will be over, instantly. Escalation. The courtroom is chaos. The echo of the kick still vibrates through the oak bench. Order! Judge Carter shouts, pounding the gavel. But the detective isn't finished. O'Connor points at her, face red with rage. You don't belong up there, he sneers. Judges are supposed to represent the people, real people. Not you. The words hang in the air like poison. Gasps ripple through the gallery. A reporter's pen scratches furiously across paper. Naomi's lips tighten, but her eyes never waver. She has faced racism before, but never so brazenly, never from a sworn officer, in open court, under oath. The bailiff steps forward. Detective O'Connor, sit down immediately. O'Connor snarls. I outrank you. Don't touch me. He turns back to Naomi, raising his voice so every ear can hear. This whole trial is a joke. A black woman judge trying to tell a decorated detective how to do his job? You people don't understand what it takes to keep the streets safe. You people. The phrase drops like a stone in water. Everyone hears it. Everyone feels it. Naomi leans forward, voice firm. Detective, you are dangerously close to contempt of court. He laughs. Contempt? Lady, the only contempt here is me being forced to answer to someone like you. The murmurs grow louder. One juror shakes his head in disgust. A woman in the gallery whispers, this is history, he just ended his career. But O'Connor doesn't stop. He paces, chest puffed out, years of unchecked power spilling into every step. You think you can ruin me with some paperwork? I've buried complaints deeper than this trial will ever go. Nobody touches me. Nobody. What O'Connor doesn't realize is that every word he's spitting, every insult, every admission, is being recorded. Cameras flash, phones capture video, and the truth he swore to hide is already slipping through his own arrogance. Because outside this courtroom, someone is waiting with evidence he never thought would see daylight. And that's when everything begins to change. Turning point and reveal. The gallery doors creak open. Every head turns. A young black attorney strides into the courtroom, clutching a thick folder. His badge reads Internal Affairs Division. Your Honor, he calls out, voice steady but urgent, I have evidence relevant to this case. Detective O'Connor spins around. His face goes pale. No. This wasn't scheduled. Naomi's gavel slams once. Proceed, counselor. The attorney approaches the bench, slides the folder toward the clerk, and speaks clearly for the record. These are sealed disciplinary files from the police department's archives. Detective O'Connor has been the subject of 15 misconduct complaints over the last decade, all buried, all stamped closed. But here, he flips open the folder, pulling out copies of reports. Are the signatures, the falsified timestamps, and 3 affidavits from officers who say O'Connor threatened them into silence. The courtroom explodes in whispers. Reporters scribble. Cameras flash. Naomi raises her hand for quiet. Detective O'Connor, do you deny these records? He slams his fist on the table. They're lies. All of them. But his voice cracks, and sweat beads down his forehead. The attorney's voice sharpens. Then explain this. Body cam footage, timestamped the same night of the incident under review, showing you kicking down a suspect, planting evidence, and laughing about it. The screen flickers to life as the bailiff sets up the monitor. Gasps fill the room again. On the screen, O'Connor's own voice booms. Watch this. I'll make sure the report says he resisted, followed by laughter. His arrogance collapses in real time. The jurors' faces harden. Reporters rush to tweet. And Naomi Carter, still calm behind the bench, delivers the words everyone is waiting for. Detective O'Connor, you are officially held in contempt of court. And based on this evidence, this court refers your case for immediate criminal investigation. The detective's knees buckle. He looks around the courtroom, but no one meets his eyes. The same officers who once feared him now stare at the floor, ashamed. What happened next? Will destroy everything he built on lies, justice, and fallout. The courtroom is electric. The jury is stunned. The press can barely keep up with the flood of scandal spilling out in real time. Detective Brian O'Connor, the man who believed he was untouchable, now looks very small. Judge Naomi Carter's gavel strikes, echoing like a final verdict. This court will not tolerate misconduct, racism, or abuse of power. Detective O'Connor, you are suspended from duty effective immediately, pending criminal charges. The bailiff steps forward. For the first time in his career, O'Connor is the one escorted out in handcuffs. The gallery erupts, some in shock, some in applause. A reporter whispers, "This is history." Cameras flash as O'Connor is led past the rows of people he once intimidated. His career doesn't just stumble, it shatters. 2 weeks later, the news headlines are everywhere. Detective O'Connor indicted on multiple counts of evidence tampering, assault, and civil rights violations. The department scrambles to distance itself. The mayor issues a statement about accountability. And for the first time in years, officers who were silenced by fear begin to speak out. Meanwhile, Judge Carter returns to her bench, dignity unshaken. She doesn't seek revenge. She seeks justice. In her chambers, a young law student, black, nervous, carrying a notebook, waits to see her. "Your Honor," the student says, eyes wide. "Watching you stand tall, it gave me hope. I want to be a judge one day, too." Naomi smiles softly. "Then remember this, power doesn't protect the truth. The truth protects itself when we have the courage to bring it to light." The story spreads far beyond the courthouse. On social media, clips of O'Connor's meltdown and the reveal of his crimes go viral. People share it with captions like, "No one is above the law. This is what accountability looks like." And for every person who's ever felt silenced, overlooked, or dismissed because of the color of their skin, this moment feels like justice ringing out loud and clear. So if you believe in justice, if you believe respect belongs to everyone, no matter their race or title, backhand index pointing right, hit like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more stories where the truth defeats racism. Because sometimes justice whispers, but today justice roared.